Okay, all right, welcome guys. So for this evening's training, we're going to focus on two things. First one is we're going to do assertions, and then we're going to look into different type of weight and how to use Fluent weight, how to use explicit and implicit weight, and other type of weight that you can use. So that's going to be our focus this evening. And yeah, if you have any question, let me know as we go along. I will try to answer them. Thanks. Okay, let's go. We've already got this project that we did before, so which we're going to continue using. I'll just run through that project once again. So this project, navigate to a site and click on registration link, enter first name, then I will try to finish this, enter the last name and enter this one. We'll finish that this evening. Then now today we're going to focus on how to now validate that I am registered. Then for this is our feature file, then our page object, we go our page object here. So we go the page object for click on sign up, registration, and the likes. Then our step definition is also written this way. So then we got the hooks. We only have the before and the after scenario. So that is what we did before. Now I'm going to uncomment these ones so that we can then do this. Okay, so for the last name, let's go there. So we've not actually done for the last name, so let's do the find element for the last name. So let's get this one. So we'll try to register. Last name, let's inspect the element. We go ID, last name. So let's try to use that one. So our page object, we want to do page object. Just copy this one. And the ID is last name. So I'll just copy the ID for that one. And we'll call the name last name. Okay. Then create a method. then which I'm going to say last name dot send keys. So then I need to pass a string here and what I need to enter. Then I can put that inside this. Okay, the next one that I want to do also, so after I have created the method, I need to go into my step definition, into my feature file, go to that step definition for that, so I can call that particular method I've just created, registration dot enter last name. That should pass a parameter of what my last name should be. So after this, we'll try to get our last name from the feature file in a minute, but this is hard coded right now, so let's continue with that. So later we'll change that and we'll bring it from the feature file. Then the next one is mobile number. So we've not also done that, so let's do the same thing. We need to go to our page object and let's inspect the mobile number. Also it's got an ID, also ID mobile. So let's copy this. I will try to use CSS selector, but with the ID, which is mobile. Then I'll call it mobile. And the next one, as long as you understand the sequence of what, that's what the purpose of doing this. So see, to understand the sequence of what you need to do. And mobile. So string the mobile number that you want to enter. Then mobile number dot send keys. Then what I use something mobile. So then we'll go to our step definition for the mobile. Got the registration dot enter mobile number. Then the mobile number 079. So then the next one that we want to do is password, which is this one. So let's inspect the password too. Okay, it's got ID password also. So let's So let's go to our page object. Messages, ID, password. That is password. The next one, the method. And now you should familiarize yourself with the sequence. Enter password. Then what? Then the string password I want to enter into it. And open and close braces. Then your password is one. So same keys. Okay, alright. There's an issue here because this is I've called this password and I've called that password. So I would change that. I would say this is password text. So be careful so that the name that you are using is not going to be the same thing. But as you can see, I used the same name, but it was referring to this, not the web elements. So that's why I couldn't see the same keys. So then password text. Then the next step is our step definition. Enter password. Registration. Enter password. Enter password. What password do you want to enter? My very secure password. So then the next one is your confirm password. Let's inspect that also. Confirm password is got the ID confirm password. Let's go to our page object. As you can see, the sequence of this is one, you create your page object. Then after that, so in your page objects, you create your elements. So in the same page object also, you create the method for the action. Then page objects. Yeah. Then after you create the method, so you go to in step definition. You call the method. So that is as easy as it can be. So let's do that for let's do that right now for the confirm password. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to find it by ID also. So, and we find it. So maybe before then, I will say maybe before this one, I will say inspect your elements in browser. So that's the first thing. You inspect your elements and selector. So you inspect your elements and decide on the selector that you want to use. So I have inspected the elements. I want to use ID, and the ID is confirm password, and I want to put that also confirm password. So that is in page object. Then yeah, you find your element. So you add the object for the elements. So basically that's what we are doing here. Then in page object also you create your method for the action. So I'm going to go down and I'll create, because I always create my object at the top, then my method at the bottom. So public void enter confirm password. Then what do I need to do? I need to pass the string of the password. Then I'll confirm password dot same keys, because I want to type into it. What do I want to type? I want to type the confirm password text. So that's it. Then, as I said, that is my, let's say this is my step 1. This is my step 2. I've just done the step 3 now. Then the next one is the step 4. Step 4. So step 4, that is in the step definition. So I go to step definition and I do the step 4. So which is confirm password. I can get it from my feature file. Confirm password. So which is this one. So registration dot enter confirm password. So then what password am I confirming? It has to be the same password as this guy. Okay, then the next part is also the same thing, is clicking on the sign up. So the sign up, there's no ID, so, and I'm not sure the class is the same. So let's inspect and so that is what the CSS selector actually found. So I think that should be fine. So let's go back to our page object. We're going to do the same thing. The first one we've inspected our elements, and in page object we need to add the elements. So, and let's do that for the sign up button. So we want to use CSS for that. We want to call this sign up. Then after that, we need to create a method public. I will say now void, then click is because it's going to be click sign up. We are not going to pass any argument because it's only going to click. So then our sign up. So you need to know which one you want to call. So it has to be the one, this one. So which is lowercase. So it's click. So that is that. So, okay. Then, like I said, you need to now go to our step definition and you can use the method. So you use the method. So let's go through our feature file. Oh, okay. I think we already got one anyway, so we don't need to use the other one. We already got one. So I think that's a duplicate. We can as well remove this one. We don't. Okay. So the next one is I should be registered. So for you to confirm that, you need to use an assertion. Then I should be registered. So this is where we are going today. And let's try to run our test and see what we have right now. A good practice is to clean your build and build it again. So let's run. Okay, I think that is that done. Or I think there's one step that is not yet implemented, which is this one. So, and what we can do, we got everything. So we now need to implement this. So for us to do that, when we click everything, I will click on sign in. Let's click. Okay, so one option is to confirm that you are not seeing this error message, and or let's say this is one. If I sign in properly, okay, I think that one also is just put something. Okay, all right. So you want to confirm that you are able to see this particular message. So what you need to do is inspect that particular panel. So that is the alert. So if you go here, so you can now inspect that element, see what that gives to us. Okay, so that's a message. So you can, let's go to our page object. Go to our page object, we can create that finds by out dot css. Okay, all right, okay, yes. Uh, uh, okay, all right, so we got our success message. Now we need to create is the same process that we've highlighted. First, inspect your element. Second, page object, add your object to the uh, page object, then create your method. Now, the method that we want to create is different from the other method right now because it's going to be a validation method, so which is going to return true or false. So because of that, it's going to have a return type instead of the one that we are using void before because it's not returning anything. This needs to return something. It needs to return true or false. So, and that will mean that we can return boolean. We can return a boolean. So boolean in the sense we call it success message is displayed. Okay, so and then return success message dot display. So this is going to return true if this particular message, that message that we've already identified, is displayed, or it's going to return false if it's not. However, if it's not displayed, it might not even return um, false. It will throw an exception. There's a better way to do this. You can catch it so that it doesn't return an exception, so that it returns only true and false, and you can use your assertion to actually validate your test. But as a simple test, let's leave it for now, and we're going to continue from there. So let's go to our step definition. So what we need to do now is to now assert our test from here. So we know that our registration dot, what is that name that we call it? Yeah, success message is displayed. Success message is displayed. We know this method will return true or false. It's going to return true or false. But what we need to do now is to assert this particular method now. So say we can use NUnit assertion. Let's start from there. So let's use NUnit assertion. So to do that, just assert. So if you do that and you put dot, that should bring that for you. You can use NUnit assertion. Then assert dot. So with the different thing that we can use for right now, because this is returning true or false. So, and if it's true, then that means that message is displayed. If it's false, then that message is not displayed. So we can assert that that particular message is true. So we say assert is true, and then we put all this in the code. So what we are saying is that now let me assert that this method, what this method is returning is true. If it's true, then your test will pass. But if it's false, it's going to throw an exception. That's one way of doing your assertion. So let us run this test now. So okay. Now the test failed. Let's see what the issue is. It said could not find elements of that. So basically it could not find that element. So that's why it failed. This is what I was saying, that it would throw an exception because of course we know that we can sign in because of that what's it called, the captcha. So and that's where it actually failed. So but let's try to now catch it, because we don't want it to return an error like this. We want it to return a meaningful error. So and then if that's the case, let's try to catch the error. So let's go to this particular method. So this method now, instead of returning this in this form, we're going to catch the exception. So using a try catch. So we can say that you can say return. I think that should be fine to say return that, and if it throws an exception, we'll return false. So instead of throwing this exception now, it's going to just return true or false. So let's see what that gives to us. Okay, as you can see now, the message is better. It says expected true but was false. So we are not getting that exception again. So that's what you are expecting to see, so that your message is clearer. You're not getting an error message or exception error message. That's one way. So now another way is, I think you could also put a message. Let's go to our step definition. Okay, we could do something like, let's say, so let's just put the method, the message here, and say error message. And let's try to run that. Yeah, as you can see now, you now have additional message, so which is informative why your test failed, because you've already had the error message there. So you say error message, registration failed, then expected true and was false. So that is how to do that. Let's go again. Let's put a wait statement and see what the issue is. So like I said, I want to also focus on wait. So let's put a wait statement here. First, as a baby step, the first wait statement that people do use is thread.sleep. So that, if you go using threading.sleep, so that we can actually see how it's what you used to register. So let's put 5,000. So, and the wait also helps you if your test is too fast and it's not loading before it tries to clicks, and also make your test to fail. you can put some wait statements in there, but don't use thread.sleep. It's not advisable. I'm going to look at other wait statement that you can use, but right now this is the first one. That, yeah, as a starter, you can put a thread.sleep there, so that you know that you wait for a few seconds, then it continues. So let's continue. Okay, I think it's already. Oh, okay. Sorry, I think it has to be at the top, because at this point it's going to fail, so it's not going to actually get to that thread.sleep. So before we get to that thread.sleep, it's already failed. So let's put that at the top. So and run it again. So yeah, so that's you waiting. You can see you actually waited for a few minutes there. So, but let's make it. I'll make it 10, 10 seconds. So okay, I'll 30. Okay. Before then, I would want to also do another assertion. It is called Fluent Assertion. So which I think we need to look into. So let's say Google. If you Google for Fluent Assertion C#, it's really a good assertion. So let's comprehensive reading. Yeah, you can use something like so. Let's do that. The first thing, you need a NUnit package. You need that NUnit package to be added to your code Fluent Assertion. Yeah, you need to add that. So first thing, let's add that to our project Fluent Assertion. Oh, maybe it's case sensitive. Okay. Okay. All right. So that is that. So that's fine. Then let's go to our step definition again. Now we want to use, instead of NUnit assertion that we've used, though it works for us, we want to use the same way. Also, if you have numbers, you want to assert different things, you can, with NUnit, you can use different things. If you want to assert even the value is null, is negative, is plural, is multiple, is false, is true, or you want to actually fail a test completely, you can say fail. I want to also, you can assert to string, or you can do that. Let's say you want to assert. Okay, like this way, this one round, I can do something like this. I know this is should return true, so I can say is it equal to true, something like that. So yeah, you can use that also, and you can use different assertion that in a unit assert dot doesn't throw contains. So also if you want to use contains, so you can, then you need to pass two arguments. A contain should be string. Yeah, I think you need to pass. Okay, let's pass on this, to be honest. So yeah, you can as well use that anyway. So assert dot, yeah, equal, not equal, at the same. Yeah, there are a lot of things that you can actually use from here. Then assert that. So I'm going to use Fluent Assertion for this, so then you should be able to see how this works. So let's use Fluent Assertion now. So as you can see from here, so you go, instead of using assert, with Fluent Assertion, you need to start with that particular object that you want to assert. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to write this now into Fluent Assertion. So what I'm going to do is, this is what I want to assert that is true. Then what I need to do is I put dot at the end of it, and then I should, so that is underlined because I've not added the library to it. So I can say using as Fluent Assertion, then should be true. So this is another way to write this, should be true. So then you can put the error message. So depending on which one you are familiar with, you can use any of those ones. But this is more kind of user friendly because you are saying that if registration on success message displayed should be true, and if it's not true, this message should be displayed. So that's, and it's the same way of writing this. So, and you can do the same thing also, like registration should be dot equals. Also you can do that. There are a lot of things that you can also, then b, you can use b equal and everything like that should be so for should be true. So you can do something like that also. So that's Fluent Assertion, and this is NUnit assertion. Based on what you want to assert, you can do that. So let's also try to do one quickly and see if we can assert. Let's do this. So let's try to put a wrong password like that, and confirm that we are able to get this error message. So that's what we're going to do now. So when this password doesn't equal to the same thing, and also when this password is less than 5. So you can assert those things, so this all these scenarios. So let's go and create a new feature file. So let's say this is now, or let's create a new scenario. So let's call this invalid registration. So now we want to enter username, but let's say we want to pass our parameter password. We want to pass our parameter password, let's say, and also confirm the password using the parameter. So now this parameter that we are sending will be, we don't need to put our parameter inside our code. It's going to be coming from our feature file. That's what we want to do right now. So what we call the password, let's say my new password, and then our confirmed password, we can say no. So then from here we can confirm that we are able to see that error message. So now, because this is now different from the one that we've written before, it's now in purple, we have to create a step definition for this. So let's create a step definition for that. Go to step definition and we copy that. If you go to our step definition, we can paste what we've just copied, so which is that one. So here now we can see our password is coming from our feature file. So we can rename this. Instead of PO, you can say password. Enter. Okay, so then we can call our method dot enter password. Then this time around, because the one that we did before, we actually entered the password, we put the password as hard coded, but right now we are not going to put that as hard coded. We're going to pass this parameter into it. So, and that parameter is from our feature file. So basically, anything that we add into our feature file from here is going to be entered into the text for the password. The same thing let's do for the confirm password. Copy that. Let's go to our step definition. So let's paste that one also. So then also we can change that to confirm password entered. So same thing. You can registration. enter confirm password. So now we're going to enter the string inside. So that is what we've just done. So let's save our feature file, because if not saved it, that's why it's showing pink, purple rather. So when I save it, it should turn white. Yeah. So now, so that's what we have. So if we run this test now, it's going to enter that. Then we can also validate, and we can then what's it called? Okay, then the password is too short is displayed. So, and let's go to the step definition, copy that. So we now validate that. So since this is then, we can just concatenate that with the AND. So let's go. So now what we need to do is the same thing. Inspect this element, and that is the password. So let's copy CSS for that. Or let's try to use XPath for now, because we've been using CSS. Copy XPath. Let me find that. Okay, that's it. We'll try to do something clever very soon in this one now. So let's go do the same thing that we did before. Finds by now is equal to XPath is in okay. So like I said before, I said if you check what I have copied, if I put it in here, it's got some code. So what I can do is, before I copied it, I can change that double quote to single quote. Can change it to single quote, then copy it again, go back to my DOM, and if you inspect any element, let's say this is what we inspect right now, yeah, and you copied it, you can confirm by just clicking on your DOM and say Ctrl F, and this particular text box is displayed for you. You can paste what you just copied and paste in there. And if you see any yellow, highlighted yellow color, then that means what you copy is still right and it can be found. So as you can see, it's still highlighted, so that's fine. I can go to my code and I can paste that in between double quotes. So this is fine. Then so okay, private web element. So I need to give it a name. I can call it password too short message. let me put the get on set. So then we do the same thing. Also, we want to confirm that that password is displayed. So we just, let me copy this one. So yes. Password short displayed. So return password to short message to display. So that's what we going to do. So then we need to call let me just rename this into, if you want to rename your folder, right click and you can rename. So automatically it gets called for where you've used it. So I want to change that to capital S. Okay. So okay. That's mine. So here now I need to call that method I've just created, registration dot password too short. So that should return true or false for me. So, and I can use my Fluent Assertion. Should, I can say be true. Oh yeah, it should be true. So if it's not true, password is not short. So that is what that is going to do for me. Before then, okay, all right, that's, I think that should be fine. So that's that. So let's try to run that. I can put a breakpoint just to see. I think last week I said we're going to do a bit of debugging. So let's try to do a bit of debugging. I'll put a breakpoint there. So which means that if you just click on any pan in there. So what it means is that when you run your test, when it gets to a breakpoint, it stop and wait for you to continue. So let's try it from the beginning anyway. So I'll put a breakpoint here and then put, so that when it gets to enter last name, it waits for me. So then if you put a breakpoint, you need to right click and say debug your test. So that's when your breakpoint will work. If you click on run selected test, everything will run without the breakpoint. So then let's select test and debug it. Okay, so as you can see, it will have entered the first name. So the first name is already entered. So I'm now waiting for me to continue. So I've got two different options to do. I will just highlight this. So you can see you can click on this, which is step into. Step into means it's going to step into the code behind this particular feature line, or you can step over it. So when you step over it, it will just execute the line that is underneath this enter last name. So it doesn't go inside that particular code. So let's say step over. So or you press F10. So let's see what's going to happen. You see, automatically it executes the last name that already entered. The last name is already entered, and then if you do the same thing also, it enters um, the email address. So now let's try to go into this one, right? And now say we don't want to step over, we want to step into it. So is either you press F11 or you click on this one and on this particular button. So let's say okay, step into it. As you can see now, it now goes into that particular method, and if you continue and you say step over, it's going to automatically run this line. But if you still also want to know which code is this enter mobile, you can also step into that. Let's say okay, let's step into that, and it goes into that. So that is what you can, and you can continue, yeah, on and on like that. So, and for this one now, for the enter password, let's see what's going to do for us. So let's step over. So, and that enter, yeah, the password is entered. There's no error message. And then let's enter no. So that is entered, and you can see the error message is displayed. Our test now is to show that when you click on the sign in, even before click, I don't think we even need to click on the sign in, to be honest. So we can commit the sign in because we just want to establish that particular, when we enter no, you get that error message. So you can comment that one out. If you want to comment feature file is #. So then, so let's see what happens. Let's step into the next line. Okay. Oh, I actually step over instead of stepping into. So it's passed anyway. So, and this would fail because we didn't even click on the sign in anyway. So let's comment that one also out. So I'm going to move swiftly also to expand. Okay, I think that is failed, it said. Oops. Yeah, that's fine because I'm expecting that to fail anyway, so that's okay. So I don't need these two one because so, and I want to expand this test right now. I'll create another one. I want to say okay, let me quickly just create that in different feature file. So I want to test the error messages on the login. Okay, so well, let me use this as starting point. So, what's going to happen now? I want to do a little twist. So I want to use outline because I will be testing different error messages. So I want to use scenario outline, right? So scenario outline allows you to have series of tests or test cases combined together. So when you have scenario outline, you have to have an example with it. So they have to go together, examples. So it's another way to do your have a test data-driven test. So now you need to pass every data that you are going to be using into their samples. What are the data that I want to use for this test? What I want to do is, I want to, for instance, in this one right now, I want to confirm that I am actually seeing this particular error message, not just any message. I want to say this error message is displayed and is as displayed as that. So, and I want to be able to do that for any of the error messages that's been displayed in this particular page. For instance, if I do something like that, I want to confirm that one also is displayed. If I do this, I want to confirm that error message also is displayed when I click on sign up. So I want to do that right now. So let's start from that. I want for me to do that, I need an example. Then I can now put all those data in my samples. The first one I want to do is, we've done for the no. So let's say I can create a generic and the error message, that message is displayed for so now I've got two parameters here, so which is message and the field. So if I say now so for this, you need to press your shift, and on my keyboard is slash at the left hand side, so to get the pipe. So you need to know what that is on your keyboard. So then I can say field, then put the pipe again, then message. Okay, so for the field, let's say the field I want to do, the first one is confirm password. And the second field, and when it's confirm password, I want to so let's start with that right now. So on the confirm password, and I want to confirm that that message is displayed. So what I need to do now, I need to create step definition for this particular message. for this particular step that I've just created. So if I say go to step, I copy that. I can go to my step definition and let me paste it at the end. So it's getting two parameters. The first one is a message and the other one is a field. So I can replace that. Say this is message and this one is a field. So now what I need to do now is to assert that a simple test case is to say field dot is to assert my message. But what is my field? My field, I'm going to get my field from my my page object. You confirm this particular field. To make it easier, I'll do one step at the over another. So 1 minute. The first thing I want to do is I want to get this particular field out, and to get that I need to put in my page object. First in page object, I go to my page object. That's my page object. Okay. Which is one that password too short. That's what we are looking for. That's the message. So this is the element that I'm looking for. So I've already got that element. So now if I go to my step definition and say password too short. That's fine. Okay, I think I need to registration dot password too short. So and no, I think that is wrong because that is going to get true or false for me, right? And that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the text of that particular element. So if I go to the page object again, this page object this object, I don't want to assert if it's displayed, but I want to actually get the text that particular object is displayed. For me to do that, I need to create another method. So this one that I wanted to use before will only return true or false if that element is found. But that's not what I'm looking for. I want to get the text of that particular element. So for me to do that, I create a method. So and I know that I am getting something. It need to return something. So what it's going to return would be a text. So which is in retry is a string. I'm going to return a string, and then I can say get text for password too short. So and that is going to we now ask it to return. So what exactly are we returning? We are returning this particular element, but with the text. That is the element that we already found at the top, but we are not going to say it displays at this like this, but we're going to say dot text. So once you do that, that returns the text that this particular element is stored in. For instance, let's look at it. I will do it gently. I'll say, let's say string text is equal to, so that we can debug it together and see what is stored into that. So one way to say, okay, and then return text. So this is another. Say, okay, my string is equal to my text that I want to return is equal to this. Then store it into this and then return my text. And let's see what I'll put a breakpoint here and we'll see what happens when it gets here. So let's run it. Where's that? So as you can see, our test is now, you can see it's got confirm password, your password. So you can expand that also and add another thing. So I've not actually used this confirm password for now, just so that it's not confusing. I'm only using the message for now. So let's run it. I'm going to debug it. Okay, but it passed, but and then it should have waited somewhere, right? So let's go to, oh, okay, all right. Because what we did now that we missed one step actually. So if you go to the step definition here, yeah, we put dot display. We are not actually looking at this. This is not what we are looking for. So we should call the other one that we just did. Yeah, get that. So we should get the text. We've already called that one. Then after we get the text, what are we expected to do? We need to now confirm that that text that has been displayed is equal to our message. Should then we can say equals or be should be message. Then put that in. Okay, so let's try to run this now. I'll put a break on there. Okay, so now as you can see, it's at this breakpoint the way you feel. So it's expecting us to continue. So and this is what is already done. We can see there's some error message, but we want to confirm only that one. So let's go and let's press on this. We don't want to step, we want to step into it. So step into F11 and that goes into that one. So and then, so as you can see, if you mouse over on your text, it says text null. So because it's not yet executed. So yeah. So let's say yes, I want that one. So now you can see my text is now your password must be less than 5 long. So that's my text. So that's what is going to return to you because you said it should return text and that's it. So it's already getting what that particular password too short the text. That's what it's going to return. That's what is there. So let's continue. So now coming here now, you have your message. This is your message. That's where the one that you are getting from your feature file. Your message from your feature file. As you can see, your field is confirmed password and your message is that. So now it's going to now compare both of them. This one now, from here to here, it's going to return that particular text, and then it's going to compare it with your message to be sure that they are equal. If they are equal, then your test should pass. So let's continue. Yeah. So it's not throwing any exception, which is fine. Then that's it. So your test passes. So yeah, that is what I want to do now. So that is me validating that particular message. So now I can also do the same thing for other messages. So if I go into that step definition, so now this is so for now I can now look into, because I want to validate different fields. I want to validate the emails. I want to validate messages for different mails and everything. So I can decide to do that. So, but there are different ways to do that. So 1 minute. Okay. So let's make it a bit clever now. It's okay if you don't understand this, but as time goes on, you will understand this actually. So let's go here. So now I want to use the field. I want to make the field dynamic, right? So I would first, easy approach, I say if field is equal to, so what's my field before? Yes, if I have that field there, double equal to, so if my field is that, it should use this. But let's say in a situation where I want to confirm the email now, I can also use email. I can use the same line. That's my feature file. Okay, so and I can say email. Then what's the error message for the email? Okay, let's use the interval again. So I just want to create different test cases in there. So no mobile number, yeah, invalid. Okay, so now I have created these ones. So it's not properly arranged. So, but to make it properly arranged, you put the pipe at the end. That should arrange it back to order. So, and now what I need to do now, my first phase is, so I will do it as a, so let me just say test instead of field test. Okay, so from my first test, password too short. So if the password too short, that's my step. That test. Okay, password too short. So then you should confirm that. So then else if test is equal to, so what's my next test? Is invalid password, invalid email address rather. Then let me put this now also. I need to change that later. As if test is equal to, okay, now the first one that we've done is for the password too short. If our password is too short, an error message is going to be displayed, and we've already got the page object for that error message. The next one is the invalid email address. So for the invalid email address, we know that there will be an error message. So we also need to do the same thing, inspect it, and get our message for that. So, and that is that. We need to copy that. Let's use as path. We go to our page object. That's my page object. Yeah, we do the same thing. So I just copy that one. Like I said, I need to change that to single phone. Email. Invalid email. So the same thing we need to do also for this one that we did. So get text for invalid email. So, and that should be invalid email message.text. So, and we can just return it instead of doing these two. So you can just return it. So the same thing also we need to do for the other one that we are about. So let's copy that. We need to do it for the mobile too short. So if the mobile is too short, you get error message. Yeah, that is this one. Okay. Alright, so we'll do the same thing for the also. Mobile too short. Yeah. Okay. So now if you go to our step definition, so and we for the password we get the get password. For the invalid email we use the invalid email one dot invalid email. What's that call it? Get invalid email. Yeah. Okay, and it should be so the message will still be the same thing. So I can do the so the other one is get mobile too short message. Okay, so so if you refresh your system, it should your solution, you should see more tests being added here. So and this is one test, it should be now 3 tests. Yeah, so you can see we got 3 more tests for the invalid registration, and you can see it's got its data that you are passing to it, and then if you run it, you should be able to now see which one of them failed. So this is one way is data driven test. So I think the last test I didn't actually cover this, so it's a bit advanced for some other people, but if you don't get it, that's fine. But this is how to use it. So you can use it in different way you want. So as you can see, I've started to use it. I've passed my test and I've passed my message, and I'm now asserting my test that I'm testing and as message I'm expecting for each one. So what I'm going to be doing is like now when I get to this point, and I'm going to be asserting the message I get for my email and also for the mobile. So that would mean that the test on data I'll be using should be able to should be the one that give me error message. For instance, this one will not give me error message. So if I run this test is going to fail because it's not going to display this error message. But the other one should display that error message. Even I think this will not because it's going to, yeah, this should still be fine anyway. So let's run it and see what we have. Let's run all the three tests. Okay, all right. So as you can see, only one of them passed. So the one that passed is the one that password too short, which is this one. So password too short. The mobile one was fine because in the mobile, I think what we are entering did not give us error message. So if you put that and see if you're able to get that error message. Then in the one for the email address, so that also the email must be at least 5 long. So if you change that, okay, and let's see what that is going to give us. Okay, so it's say can we use annotation for this? Yeah. So if by annotation is tagged here, you can actually tag your test. So let me just quickly see what's happening here. So and this is saying if you click on the output, you should be able to see the steps that it clicks. So this is done, this is done, this is done, 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 done. Yeah, this is where it's failing, right? It's saying that your message should be not long and display for mobile, or could not find this particular, yeah, that message is not displayed. So that's why that is failing. So I think the next one is this one. Pause. Enter valid email with, yeah. So this is displaying a different message. What's done. So let's go to what issue. Okay, let's change that to a different thing. Okay, so I think that should display an error message that the email address is not valid. So we can let's from that. Okay, so as you can see that it got an error message, so and then it passed. So the only one here is this one message is too short. So let's go to our mobile number. Let's go to our mobile number and let's see when if you enter. Okay, you need to click on the what's it called, yeah, on the sign up for you to have that. So that's the issue with that one. So if we do that, I think that should be fine. We can put and I what's this let's see. Okay, that one. So if you sign in, then that should be fine. Yeah, so as you can see, so that happens after you click on sign in. So which one is this? Really? Okay, I think we'll look on this before. So let's try to debug this and see what the issue of this one is. So we've not been able to go on do the weight. So we're going to focus on the weight next week. So the explicit and implicit weight, and also we're going to look into Fluent weight. So you can read that up if you want. So how to use different type of weights, Fluent weight, um, implicit and explicit weight. So we're going to look into that next week. So let's see. If you have any question, let me know. Okay. Okay. So this is the error message that we get, and it's saying that registration is true and it's getting down. Okay, yeah, that's true because we cannot actually register, so it's expected for us to get that error message. So I think that is failing as expected. So let's leave that. So because we cannot register because of the captcha. So and yeah, someone actually mentioned about the annotation or tagging. So you can tag your test and say valid registration. So and you can also tag this one as invalid one. So this is very good because you can now run some tests based on your tag. If time permits, we're going to look into that. So your continuous integration also can be used so that you can run only tests based on the tag that you've assigned to it. So I would okay. So now for the weight, I would just point into the right direction. So if you just go and Fluent weight in Selenium, so you can see some of those way to write the weight statements quickly. So let me just go here. Okay, so okay, so let's C#. Okay, I think this is a good example. So what you could do normally, what I do is I create my weight and I put it in the method, so then you call it from that method. So you don't need to do all this every time. So let me quick look into one and try to see if we can. Let's try one. Yeah, if you can look into this also, this is the first starting point. So, and if you want to, after do explicit weight, don't try those clip, don't use it. It's not advisable. So you can also use your weight as this, but most importantly, I would advise you use the Fluent weight, which is this one, the Fluent weight one. So let's say. Okay, I will look into that. I will create a method next week and we can look into that together. So, and then you can keep that method for yourself. Selenium is now part of Azure DevOps. So we go, if you are part of the internship, we're going to look into that next Saturday. So we're going to look into VSCS, or which is now called Adu. So next Saturday, so which is part of the project that you guys are going to be working on. But it's not. on Sunday, yeah, on Sunday. So we're going to look into Azure DevOps on Sunday. But that's for only the guys on the internship, because this particular training is not about that, it's about Selenium. So all right, so I think that is that. I'll just quickly wrap up what we've done today. What we've done, right, from beginning, we got this solution already. So even to create this solution, we just need to go to File, New, Project. No, sorry, I click on Open. File, New, and Project. So I will also mention that because some people are having issues. So when you are creating new project, make sure you use the test template and use the unit test template. It's very, very important, because it's possible you will create it and your test is not showing. It's very, very, very important. Then you put your names and everything. So once you do that, you need to also make sure that you add your NuGet packages. So there's a video already created that I've done for that. I listed all the NuGet packages that you need to add. So you right click and select manage NuGet package, then you add all your NuGet packages. So right now I can show you quickly the one I have added to my project. So when you get this video, you can. So I've added NUnit console, NUnit runner, then so I think the other ones are added by default. NUnit runner, NUnit 3 test adapter, then Selenium, Firefox, Selenium support, Selenium driver, so IE and SpecFlow and SpecFlow NUnit. I will say it again: SpecFlow NUnit, SpecFlow, so Selenium support, Selenium WebDriver, Selenium Chrome WebDriver, Chrome driver, NUnit 3 test adapter, NUnit runner. The other ones are dependencies, so they are going to be added by default. NUnit console runner. Then today we've added Fluent Assertions, and of course NUnit was already added also. So yeah, that is that. Then after that, you create your feature file, right click, add new item, you add your feature files from there. I said, if you don't see this, then it means you've not extended SpecFlow to your Visual Studio instance. Then after that, we created, this is the first one we extended today. So we decided to use scenario outline today. Next week would also extend this one. We're going to be using background. So, and we're going to be extending them one after the other. So today we've moved into data-driven tests. So how we can pass parameters into our test and how we can now use examples. As you can see, this is parameter because here we have our mobile number inside our code. So if I go into that, the mobile number will pass inside the code. But in this next one, our password, we send it as a parameter in our feature file, and also when we are confirming the password. But here it's easy because user can actually go in there and change what they want to change. Maybe your password is no longer my password now, it's now fake password. You can quickly change that and you don't need to go into your step definition to change that. So, and now you can see when you have your open double quote and less than, we're going to be using the examples for that. So you know the difference between this one and this one. This one is only when you have this particular code like this, you are using them with example. That's why you got the message and your message is there, and also your test is there. So for each of the tests, and the message that we have, we can now validate this particular line. Examples that we have is these particular 3 examples are 3 different tests. So that's why we are having them displayed in 3 times here. So basically what you are saying is that you are running this scenario 3 times using this particular data test cases that you specify. So that is what we've done today. Any question? The video will be uploaded right now as I finish, so I'm going to stop right now. So I would upload the video right now. So any question? So if there's no question, so for the guys in the internship, I'll see you on Saturday, on Sunday rather, on Sunday as agreed. And for the other guys, I will see you next Thursday. Thank you. And is Moscow a more honest broker than Washington?